As it turns out, cultural professionals are not great at thinking like regular visitors. And that's not a bad thing, it makes perfect sense. But what is a bad thing is not knowing that insider professionals often have skewed perspectives. You're watching Know Your Own Bone, Fast Facts for Cultural Executives. I'm Colleen Dilenschneider. If you work for a cultural organization, then you probably know more than the average person about the organization's content area. You might know your mission verbatim, the areas in which your organization is struggling, the goals that it's trying to achieve, and you may even know many of the awesome people working hard to achieve those goals. But you know what visitors generally don't know? All of those things. And it's staff knowledge of those things that tends to create an organization's biggest blind spots. This leads to two big problems. The first is a psychological phenomenon called confirmation bias. Confirmation bias is the tendency to search for, interpret, favor, and recall information in a way that confirms one's pre-existing beliefs or hypotheses. It's human, and it's also pretty damaging. Here's just one example. We know that broadly publicized reduced admission days result in attendees with more education and higher household incomes than regular admission days. As a side, this makes perfect sense. Our general audiences tend to be more wealthy and educated than the general public, so it's wealthy folks who take up on the deal when our initiatives aren't specifically targeted. Confirmation bias makes us think that our organization is exempt from this well-proven finding because we saw someone who looked low income, whatever that means, on an affordable access day when we were looking for them. The second reason why misunderstanding the limits of insider perspectives holds organizations back is that it reinforces traditional inside-out operations. It comes from our assumption that we know more about our audiences than they know about themselves, and that we get to decide what matters to them. It should be the other way around. To succeed, we need to operate from the outside in. In a world increasingly run by data, the cultural industry remains largely an I think industry. When we I think solutions and take them to I think insider experts, we have a whole lot of ideas and thinking and guessing from people who aren't our target audiences. If we really want to know what's going on, we have to ask. Don't get me wrong, it's a good thing that professionals know what is going on inside of their offices. It's their jobs. But it's also their job to remember that knowing these things affects how they see their world. And now you're in the know. Thanks so much for watching. For more information, head on over to Know Your Own Bone.